The street was still bright with daylight, but something about it felt wrong now. Too still, too quiet, as if sound itself had been drained away. The man stood frozen, staring at the djinn inches from his face. The creature didn't move. It didn't need to. Its presence alone pressed against his chest, making it hard to breathe. The djinn's eyes reflected the man's own face, but distorted, older, hollowed out, like someone who had already lost everything. When the djinn finally spoke, its voice wasn't loud. It was soft, intimate, like a thought slipping into the man's mind. "You've seen me," it whispered. "That means you've been chosen." The man stepped back, his heels scraping against the pavement. The sound echoed unnaturally, repeating itself again and again, as if the street were replaying it. Around them, doors slowly creaked open on their own. Windows darkened, even though the sun was still overhead. He realized then that the town wasn't empty. It was watching. Every building leaned inward slightly, like listeners straining to hear a secret. The djinn tilted its head, studying him with curiosity rather than anger. "This place feeds on attention," it said, "and you're giving it everything." A sudden pressure built behind the man's eyes. Memories that weren't his began flooding in. People screaming in stairwells, doors that led nowhere, shadows crawling up walls. He saw flashes of others who had stood exactly where he was standing now. Different faces, same fear, same ending. The djinn's form flickered, its skin rippling as if something vast moved beneath it. "They all tried to run," the djinn murmured. "The town always lets you think you can." The man turned and ran anyway. His footsteps pounded against the ground, but the street stretched unnaturally with every step. No matter how fast he moved, the distance ahead never closed. Houses blurred past him, their shapes warping, bending inward like ribs around a chest. From the corner of his eye, he saw figures standing in doorways, human-shaped, motionless, their faces smooth and blank. As he passed them, their heads snapped toward him in perfect unison. Their mouths opened silently, and the whispers returned, crawling into his ears like insects. "Don't stop. Don't look back." He looked back. The djinn was no longer behind him. Instead, it stood ahead, blocking the road, smiling wider than before. The town shuddered. Cracks split the pavement beneath the man's feet, and a deep living groan rolled up from underground, as if something massive had shifted in its sleep. The djinn raised one long, thin hand and pointed downward. "You're standing on it now, the place where the town breathes." The ground gave way. The man fell into darkness, the daylight snapping shut above him like a lid. As he dropped, he saw walls sliding past, floors stacked impossibly deep, doors embedded at random angles, all of them trembling. Hands pressed out from behind the walls, leaving bulges in the surface, fingers clawing as if trying to escape. The whispers became screams. The fall ended suddenly, throwing him onto cold concrete. He lay there gasping, surrounded by a vast underground chamber. The walls pulsed slowly, like the inside of a living organism. Thick cables or veins ran along the ceiling, disappearing into the darkness. In the center of the chamber stood a door. It was ordinary, too ordinary, painted white, clean, untouched. Behind him, the djinn's voice echoed softly, no longer coming from one direction. "That door leads out," it said, "but the town will take something with it. It always does." The man struggled to his feet, staring at the door. His reflection stared back at him from its glossy surface, but it didn't move when he did. The reflection smiled. And somewhere deep within the walls, the town inhaled.